Hey all, Russ here, RVerTV. How you doing today? It's Saturday. Look at it's gonna rain. You know, I get asked a lot when I go do my drive around towns. I always mention the High Jolly tomb here at the cemetery. So today, let's go check it out. This is Kofa Street with a K, Kofa, Kofa. We're gonna make a left here, and this is the Quartzite Cemetery, the High Jolly Cemetery. This is where the tomb is. They call it a tomb. It's a pyramid-shaped memorial. There's a guy back in late 1800s. He was raised camels for the army. The history on it's vast. There's even a movie made last year about this guy. I'll try to find links for all that stuff. Then I think also, let me get turned around here. I'll run down to the museum, see if they're open too. But here it is. There's the High Jolly Monument. I'll get out and we'll walk around. Okay. Here's the grave of that Buck Connors that they had the Western Days back in November. He was a famous movie actor. Him and his son are there. They moved a bunch of, I don't know, kind of gory graves here. This whole section, they're all dated back in the 1800s. Ton of history here. Some World War I veterans, all kinds of stuff. Okay, here's the sign. I'll stop so you can read it a minute. Gives you a little bit about the pyramid. High Jolly himself. And they got a pathway, and it is phenomenal how many people stop here. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. And just not RVers. I mean, people off the interstate. A lot of them like to check out the National Historic Sites, and this is definitely one of them. Right there, there's a little plaque. And it's amazing. There's a little more info. Pretty cool though. And there's the camel. The ghost of the camel. There's actually a ghost story about all this too, where people have seen the red ghost, or the red camel ghost, or something like that. The museum has more info on that stuff. But if you're into this kind of history stuff, I mean, and you're bored out in the desert, this is definitely something to do. Come down here and check it out, walk around. Quartzsite also has a deal, I'll try to film it, I think it's in February, where they set up, people dress up in the old costumes, and they go around and tell stories about all the people that are buried here. Okay, there's a map. Well, I think it's drone time. Let's go get the drone up in the air. Really take a look at this thing. We go. Look at the clouds. Rain coming in today. Today is Saturday. That's a good shot of the tomb. And you can see the cemetery goes out quite a ways. And I'll try to figure out how many visitors they estimate. It was in the hundreds of thousands per year. Quartzite, the town, actually has a number on that. I don't know how they came up with it, but they do. But it's important to them. It brings people into town. It's amazing the amount of history that's anywhere you go in the U.S. There's always something people don't remember or know about. While we're here, let's check out the rest of the neighborhood. Okay, that's looking off over there on Main Street. That's a yacht club straight off. Right to the left side, that's at Vendor Square. Vendors at Main Street. Straight down is a High Jolly RV park. And off to the right of that, or it's like Gem World right there. That big brown building, that's Gem World. The blue building's a tire shop. And then off a little farther is the old main event, where that used to be the heyday of Quartzsite. Back in the day, that's where all the action was. Now it all moved over to Kewen Avenue. You can see Interstate 10. Straight off is Q Mountain. And across the interstate there is Desert Gardens. Look, you can even see the big tent from way out here. See it? Right there. There's a big tent. That's looking towards downtown. Then up towards Kofa. That'd be up towards that state land, trust land. And that's storage, big storage unit right down below there. And this is looking out over the desert. There's actually a named road you can drive out through there. Then you come back around. Look at all the old semis and tires people just leave. Then back down, looking back down at the cemetery. So there it is. There's the pyramid-shaped tomb of the High Jolly. Check it out. It's cool. A lot of history. All right, get landed and we'll get moving on here. Righty, back on the road. But like I said, a lot of times when you're just out looking for something to do, this is kind of cool. Let's run down the street, see if the museum's open. Right here on the right hand side, this is the yacht club. They got a motel there. They actually have an old boat you can stay in too behind the yacht club. Straight across, that's old Ted, I think it was called Ted's Restaurant or Ted's Truck Stop. That thing's been closed for years. And back on Main Street. See where this yellow tank is up here? That's the area that they call it Vendors of Main Street. Alright, we're heading east on Main Street. Guy there on the left sells a ton of old rusted yard art. Really cool looking. Those old buildings on the left, those are original historic buildings. The guy kept them and restored them, but it is private property. You cannot go on there. And up here on the right hand side is all the RV parks. The B10. Next one was 88 Shades. Then right after that, right up here on the right, is the old Holiday Palms. Now these parks have been here a very long time. Long time. And they are full. They fill up every year. Okay, we're going to cross the bridge on Tyson Wash. Right up here on the right hand side, you'll see Silly Al's Pizza. Directly next to it. This building right here. This is the museum, and I see the gate is open. Let's pull on in. Cool. We'll get to go inside the museum. They got limited hours. It's all volunteer. To take donations, that's the only way they can keep this thing open. Alrighty, cool little yellow trailer there. Let me get parked, we'll go on in. I shall return. Okay, we'll do a quick walk around on the outside. They got all kinds of cool stuff. This actually flooded in here a few years back when the wash got way up, kind of out of control. They did lose a few things, but they kept most of it intact. But it did flood in here. It's right next to Tyson Wash. Thank God they saved it. Okay, here's a look at it at the front. This was an old Stagecoach Station. It's pretty much the same location. There is some ruins on the other side of this building that were the original building, the walls. We'll take a look at that. This is the museum at Quartzsite. They got some new signs up. They're looking good. There's a new lady running it too. Doing very well at it. Okay, that's a replica, but in the back, I don't know if you can see it. We'll go see it from the other side. There's actual old walls of the original building. Okay, we'll head around back, go on in. You can feel the rain in the air. Temperature's dropping too. Got these little outbuildings out back. They got a few things in it, some signage. A lot of people donate. There's original families that date back, like the owner of Tyson Wells, his family dates back here over 100 years. I don't know how well the camera's gonna do. It's pretty dark. See some old pans and stoves, mining gear. Pretty cool. Old stuff. Gotta love it. Here, look at these little structures. Someone built a mini city. It's supposed to represent Quartzsite. Back in the day where everything was stone, brick, or not brick, mud. Now here, right here is the old wall. Look at that. 100 and some years old, and it's still little pieces of it left. They built a little roof to protect it. That's part of the original structure. The front part, that's a replica. Pretty cool. Still there. Alrighty, let's go on in. I don't want to ruin it, but I'll film some of it. But gotta come explore it. SA office. Look at the old stuff, old clothing hanging there. Okay, and here they got little cabinets set up, pictures. Check out the old mining cart. That's kind of cool. Little replicas of the town. More pictures. Go on through here. Sewing machine. There's their donation box. It's always good to put a couple bucks in there, keep this thing going. And that is a low doorway. It's about like 4 feet. Then they just have it set up. As much as the old memorabilia they could find. And people today still find stuff and donate it that relates to Quartzsite and back in them days. Pretty cool though, huh? Not bad. I mean, I spent quite a bit of time in here once before, reading all the little articles, things from old schoolhouses dated back clear in the 1900s, like back in here. Just amazing. Well, if you're looking for something to do, get on down here. Check out the museum. You won't regret it. This is another cool thing around Quartzsite. Alright, this is Russ signing off now. Hope everyone has a great day. Don't forget to travel safe. Talk soon.